we'll get to that in a second. Shelby Harris signed a 3-year deal with the Broncos, $27 million. The reason we're telling you about that is because Kavanaugh tweeted, look, we know the Cowboys weren't going to be involved early, but I still had D-tackle dreams of either Harris or Dalvin Tomlinson, who ended up going to Minnesota, 2 for 22. I mean, this team needs help in the middle. They need help badly, need a big guy. So that's where we stand right now, very quiet on the Cowboys free agent front, but you're going to applaud it, right? You need to tell the Tolos take a little bit of a breather and relax?
Yes. Let me first, Sean, light my candle here to soften the mood.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What is the scent that you're lighting right there on the fan cam?
This is Frozen Lake.
Oh, my God.
It's a very good scent. Hang on, let me read about it underneath here. Frozen Lake, lavender leaves, cool eucalyptus, juniper berries with essential oils.
Okay. Nice. Give it to us.
You need not worry. Players who cash in.
Dalton Miller, make sure you get this on the fan cam to send out. This is RJ's free agent message.
Players who cash in week 1 of NFL free agency, day 1, are usually coming off peak years. What does life have, Sean? Peaks and
valleys.
Valleys. You rarely repeat a peak. The first week of free agency, like I said, big money guys, great seasons. Week 2 is where the value is. Now, there's a caveat to this. If they're under 27, that's my line of demarcation, you might be able to get some more peak years out of them. But the likelihood is you're not. In 2015, these are the highest paid salaried free agents: Ndamukong Suh, Darrelle Revis, Jeremy Maclin, Julius Thomas, Rodney Hudson, Jared Odrick, DeMarco Murray, Mikey Upati. There's like 10 other guys on this list. 15. 0 of them won a Super Bowl with that team. 0. Hardly any had any playoff success. Of the 20 players that were signed to the biggest contracts in 2016, only 7 were with that team they signed with 3 years later. Think of how old some of these names sound right now. These were signed in 2016. 5 seasons ago? Malik Jackson, Olivier Vernon, Josh Norman, Brock Osweiler, Janoris Jenkins, Kelechi Osemele, Russell Okung, Damon Harrison, Alex Mack, Brandon Brooks, Mohamed Sanu, J.R. Sweezy, Kobe Fleener. Blah. Ugh. The only player of those 20 to win a Super Bowl was Brandon Brooks. Okay. The New York Giants turned around from a 6-10 team that year to 11-5. They signed Olivier Vernon. The next year, they lost. They went to 3-13, and they never returned. You'll have one good year, and then you plummet again. Signing guys is a bad thing to do. Do not sign guys week 1, day 1. Sign guys week 2, week 3.
Look, I'm willing to give them an early pass, but I'm not going to keep giving them an early pass if they keep striking out later in the count. That's what they've been doing as the candle is blown out by Ralph James Choppy on the fan cam.
Is there a better smell than post-candle smoke?
Yeah, during candle smoke.
Oh, I just love it.
He's sniffing it up with that nose.
Yeah.
When you go and get, and this is where Will McClay, again, gets a huge pass around here. Will McClay is just this god that no one can criticize. George Iloka and Coney Ely and C.J. Goodwin and Dantari Poe and Stephen Pia. When you're signing those types of guys and they're absolute no-ones and they bring nothing to the table, then I can criticize you a little more for not getting involved early in free agency. You want to be bargain hunters? Then make sure your guys actually end up as bargains. But when you sign them and you end up cutting them in preseason and training camp and during the course of the year, I can't give you a pass. Name the low to mid-level free agents that the Cowboys have hit on as of late. I feel like they have missed in that area when they try to go cheap. You still need depth. We know injuries are going to happen. So that's my problem with them and their free agent strategy. Financially, I'm okay with it, but evaluation-wise, I feel like they've been screwing it up, which makes it a little harder to swallow when everyone else is signing people in the early stages of free agency. But you go and sign these bums, and you go and tell us, oh, yeah, we think they can be a starter. We're really happy. We're thrilled with our class. Who was the safety last year that didn't even make it to game one that you liked? Ha-ha. You going in your ha-ha Clinton Dixes and they can't even make it to your regular season roster, then I can question your strategy a little bit.
Yeah, I guess the thing with ha-ha is there's no risk to it. It's all ups. It's all reward. There's no risk, right? Now, the risk is you don't have a player to replace him with, but...
Yeah, but if you're going to sign ha-ha and you're not going to pay the big money for... It was Josh Johnson. What's his name?
Johnny.
And you're not going to pay the money for John Johnson. I'd rather pay the money for John Johnson if he's going to be able to play for me versus getting cheap ha-ha, and ha-ha doesn't even make the team.
No, that's true. I guess what I would look at is if you're going to sign guys on day one or week one, you're going to pay them on a scale of 1 to 10, probably a 10, right? And the chances their production is a 10 are slim. They're probably more like a 7. Conversely, if you sign someone week 2, you're probably going to pay them a 3 or a 4. And if their production's a 5, they've outplayed their contract. Now, you've got to get them to do that, but you're just limiting your cap liabilities long term. That's all they're doing. And are they improving their roster? Not necessarily improving their roster, but they're doing the bet. I mean, they have $18 million of cap room. 10 of that's going to go to the free agents. So who are they really going to get?
Yeah.
And I would rather them do this than restructure Zeke and make him stick around an extra year, or restructure Tank and make him stick around an extra year. Because quite frankly, I want to see those guys gone after this year.